Abbie Ferris from the central coast of New South Wales never stops looking for more. More passion, more honesty and more life to live. Since friendship troubles inspired her first song at age 11, music has always been her outlet. Listening to her songs is like riding shotgun with your best friend. A small town girl whose dreams seem set to take her around the world, Abbie is fiercely proud of her country roots and her childhood doting on horses. But she is determined to prove that being from a small town doesn't mean you have to have small dreams. A proudly independent artist, Abbie has released a succession of acclaimed singles, developing her own distinctive sound by fusing country and pop, flavoured with earworm instrumental hooks. After a blockbuster 2024 that took her around the world with performances at some of the biggest country music festivals and the release of an acclaimed EP, You Don't Live Here Anymore, all wrapping up with a Golden Guitar nomination, highly talented singer-songwriter Abbie is back with her latest single, Don't You Dare, that I played just a minute ago. Fresh from joining headliner James Johnston at the Kicks Live in the Park show in Tamworth, Abbie has just spent a month in Nashville working on new music, with more to be revealed as the year wears on. This month, she'll continue her residency at Jolene's in Sydney, as well as returning to the stage at CMC Rocks with her band. It's just the start of another big year for an artist who never stops riding towards a bigger horizon ahead. I'm delighted to have Abbie standing by on the phone waiting to have a chat with me, so allow me to bring her on air without any further delay. G'day Abbie, welcome to the Country Club. Great to have you on the show.
For having me, yeah.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I've got a few of your tracks, when I say a few, like 2 or 3 tracks in my playlist of yours, and Don't You Dare will sort of make it like 3 or 4 tracks now. So, it's growing, but I want more, and I'm sure they'll come, as the year progresses. But anyway, look, tell us the story behind Don't You Dare. Was that what was the inspiration behind it? Did you write that on your own, or was it co-write?
I was in Nashville and I was writing for my EP that I released last year, which maybe is the songs you're talking about that you have already. They're from that, I'm guessing. So I was in Nashville writing for that EP, and it was a kind of a theme around a big change in my life and how I was kind of moving through the other side of a breakup. And then this was the last song I'd written on that trip. I wrote it with Shelley Riff, and it was the last day in Nashville. We had to write together, and I was sick of writing about this one guy. So I felt like I was clean on the other side of processing all of that and going through all the feelings that come with all that stuff. And I was ready for the new beginnings, and this song's kind of like dabbling in that a little bit. It's about knowing you're not really healed enough for anything serious, but you kind of got that push and pull, like you want to, but you don't kind of thing with something new. So that's what Don't You Dare is about. I loved the look of the title, and I brought that into the rap.
Okay.
And it's really fun to play live. So I was putting it in my sets last year and really loved it, and so wanted to do the studio version of it, which is out now.
All right, excellent. That's great. It's nice to know that it's getting some good audience reaction. That must be pleasing for you.
Yeah, of course. You never know when you put music out, and obviously putting music out is such a vulnerable thing to do, particularly if it's something that you're being super honest about, and I've really felt like I've been like that in the last year and a bit with my songs, being super raw and super honest. They're the songs that I like the best when I hear it from other artists. I've tried really hard to stay authentic like that, and so when people love it, or they give me good feedback on it, particularly the songs I've recently put out, I'm all for it. And yeah, the love that Don't You Dare's already been getting has really warmed my heart.
Excellent. Yeah, as it would. That's no surprise. But yeah, that's great. It's nice to know that it's getting that reaction from you as well. That's terrific.
Yeah.
So where can people buy your music? I mean, all the usual places, I guess, but can they get it on your website or...
Yeah, well, so yeah, you can stream it. It's digitally available right now. So you can stream it on Spotify, Apple Music. You can buy it. You can have it on iTunes, all of that kind of stuff. So so you can access it through all those platforms.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's good to know. Now, the video that goes with the song, very impressive stuff, I've got to say. Where was that shot?
The video for Don't You Dare?
Yeah. Yep.
That's not out just yet. I was at CNC Rocks and I was this weekend that's just been, and we were filming a bunch of stuff live, and I think we're going to look at possibly doing something kind of live for the video for this.
Okay.
So that should come soon, I'm hoping.
Ah, right. Okay. All right. I must have been looking at another video because I thought...
You probably, it must be very hard to keep track, but there is a few, I do have a few videos out
yeah.
At the moment, that are kind of still newish, so you're probably getting confused, but I'll take any compliment, that's fine. I mean,
okay.
if you like the videos that are out, then I love that too.
You're ticking all the boxes at the moment, Abbie, I've got to say.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really trying hard to take my life at the moment, take it by the reins and really give it a red hot go. So I feel grateful that you guys are supporting the song and all the songs that are kind of coming through. And I was just in Nashville, like I said, and I've written a bunch of more songs for a new project. So there's definitely always something happening behind the scenes. So I'm very excited about it all.
So this new project that you just mentioned, would that include an album?
Well, an album is definitely on the cards, but I'm looking at an EP at the moment, another one, which is great. It's really, really cool to kind of start to figure out more and more about who I am and what I want to say. I think that's really important to kind of know when you're putting music out. And obviously, it's a bit of a journey to figure that out, to figure out who you are, especially if you're always growing and changing and stuff. But I've been really enjoying kind of living and breathing these songs that I'm putting out and kind of building this kind of this style that I have. So I'm very excited about all that stuff. I just had Brent Mason play on one of the new songs I've just written actually, and he played with Shania, put down some guitar licks for Shania, and all these incredible artists. So I feel blessed that he's on this new track, and I don't want to give too much stuff away, but I've been working really hard, and I'm excited for all of it to come out. Don't You Dare is just to taste.
Excellent. I'm going to keep an eye on your progress, and I'll take a deep interest in what you put out over the next few months, I guess, and years, because you're only really starting out. You're very young. I'm not going to ask you what your age is, but if you want to tell me, that's fine.
But... Never ask a lady her age.
That's right.
Well, I've got lots to learn, and I'm experiencing many firsts, so it's very cool at the moment. I grew up in a town of about 600 people in South Australia, so for me to be in Nashville performing, or be at CMC Rocks on the weekend, or anything like that, of any of those sorts, even just putting music out, that's something me as a little girl always just dreamed of, but there's you dreaming of it, and then there's those things actually happening. Yep. And a lot of time you can only really think, oh my goodness, that's actually happened once you've kind of had a few weeks to kind of come off that high. So, and so this year already has been full of quite a few pinch me moments. So, but I'm always excited for new music. So, this is another one, putting something else out and a new beginning.
Excellent. Yeah. No, that sounds great. Yeah. Now, given your age, I've got to ask this question because I'm very curious about it. How long have you been playing music?
Well, I was that annoying child growing up where I would make my parents watch me sing. So my brother would tell you how annoying I was. I would get up on the kitchen table and do these little shows and stuff as a very, very young kid. Okay. And then my parents, they encouraged me to do piano when I was really little. I think I was about 5, so I just started school, and I used to have piano lessons. And then it got to a stage where, the piano's not very convenient to carry around. So when we would go to horse events and camping around the fire and stuff like that, my dad was a stockman and stuff, so we would go there and we'd be camping, and it was just nice to have a guitar and play that. And so that's kind of what encouraged me again to kind of change that instrument and ask my parents if I could do guitar instead. And kind of it just all went from there. It was something I always had in me. A lot of times people ask me if my parents were musical. No. My dad's a cowboy.
Okay.
Mum's a lover of music, but there is nobody in my family that actually did it, and so it's just something I wanted. I can't even explain it to you. It's just something I always wanted to do, and I feel blessed now that I get to do it.
That's excellent. That actually does ring a lot of bells with me because my mother wanted me to learn piano when I was a kid, and I refused. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
But I told her that I would like to learn to play guitar. So there you go.
Well, it's. I think sometimes when somebody tells you to do something, you don't want to, but then...
especially if it's a parent.
You do it off your own bat. Yeah, that's me to a T, to be totally honest with you. I don't want to be told to, but I want to learn it anyway when I want to.
Yeah. Look, I get it, but look, I've got to say that in hindsight, I wish I'd have listened to my mum, because...
Oh, it's always... I'm always the same. My mum's always right. I don't want to tell her that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I regret not learning to play the piano now. But I'm happy with the guitar. It's fine. The beauty of a guitar is that it's a portable instrument. You put it in the case, you take it wherever you want to go.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it is a beautiful sounding instrument.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it is my favourite instrument of all time. But the piano is where I started, and I will say that did help for sure.
Okay. Yep. Look, my guitar's been all over Australia and it's got the scars to prove it, but it's okay. So now, from what I'm hearing, is that there's not a lot of music happening in your family environment in terms of people actually playing it. So
no, that's right. Yeah.
So I'm really curious as to what drew you to the music industry. What made you decide one day, I want to be a rock star?
I don't know. See, I don't know. I was playing like little open mic nights, kind of local pubs and stuff like that. And I just was the one saying to my parents that I'm going to do this. So I don't even know how. There's videos of me being very, very young, always just knowing that that's what I wanted to do. And I feel really lucky that I just knew what I wanted to do from a young age.
Yep.
And like just knew what my passions were so young. So it was kind of like my world was horses and music really. And my parents used to play a little bit of Shania Twain when I was growing up, and I really loved that. I thought she was incredible, and she was my biggest inspiration, like starting so young was, Shania Twain. She just, I mean, she's incredible. She's like the queen of country music, but she, I feel like anyone who's had to fight for a dream can relate to Shania. She went through so much, and she just fought her way in, and she's got an incredible story and some incredible writing, and so she's always been a big inspiration, and I do thank my parents for that because they were a big fan of hers when I was growing up.
Excellent. All right, so that leads me to my next question, which is why country music? Of all the genres you could have picked, why did you choose country music?
Yeah, well, I suppose I related to it the most. There wasn't, even though I grew up in a small country town, there wasn't heaps of people that were listening to country music. I feel like it's definitely now become more of a popular thing, especially, I just, like I said, went to CMC Rocks and there were so many people there celebrating country music. See, that wasn't really, when I was growing up, like even in a small country town, not many people listened to it.
Right.
But I felt like I related to it, and something about it just spoke to me. I think it was the stories, the lyrics.
Okay.
It always just did. It fit when we were sitting around the fireplace. When I would write songs myself, it would just come out that way. And so I just feel like I'm a country artist through and through in the bones.
Yep.
And so it's great that it's getting that kind of hype that it deserves right now.
Yep, I agree totally. And I think it's wonderful that an artist of your caliber actually picked country music because it makes the genre better, for artists like you to work within it. Yeah. So
thank you so much.
Keep up the good work because you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we haven't got much time left, but just quickly, can you just tell us what's next for you? You got any major gigs coming up, or festivals, or tours, or you going back to Nashville? Whatever.
So I'm heading into the studio next month to work on new music, like we were speaking about. I'm also fortunate to be open.
Sorry to interrupt you, but which city are we talking about? Sydney?
Oh, yes, Sydney.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep. Okay. I just wanted to clear that up, that's all. I just wanted to make sure.
No, that's okay. And then I'm also very excited to be opening for Travis Collins on his tour.
Oh, excellent.
I know, he's incredible, and I
Yeah.
saw him over the weekend at CMC Rocks, and he killed his set, and we were catching up backstage and excited for the tour. So I'm opening for his Brisbane, Sydney, and his Cessnock show. So he's talented as hell, and I'm so keen to just learn by watching, and also that I get to play as well.
Yeah, Travis is a great role model. You couldn't pick a better one. I actually interviewed him about 3 weeks ago, and it was great, and it was the first time I did it, but it was great to talk to him because he's a really nice guy.
Really personable. Yeah, he's really lovely.
He is, yeah. And I saw him last time he was in Melbourne, on a tour.
Yeah.
And he had, I think, Max Jackson as support. So it was a great show, absolutely phenomenal, And what a band!
I'm in for a treat. Yeah, I'm in for a treat. I think I am. Yeah, I get to watch and play. So you can't ask for more. No,
I'm sure you'll learn a lot from not only Travis but the rest of the guys in the band. Great musicians, really A-grade performers, Alrighty, so we need to wind it up, Abbie. Unfortunately, I'd love to keep chatting with you, but we're out of time.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate the support.
Oh, you're welcome, absolutely. And I want to thank you for taking the time to have a chat with me today, because I know you are pressed for time, and, it was, I do appreciate you taking the time.
Of course, anytime. Thanks again.
Okay, I look forward to the next time we do it.
Sounds lovely.
Okay, Abbie, look after yourself, and all the best to you, the best of luck, and, just keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it right.
Appreciate that. I will.
Okay, all right. Bye for now, and we'll see you.
Bye for now.
Talk to you again. Bye-bye.